After hitting 1,000 subscribers, I knew it was time to get a new profile picture on YouTube, and I knew just the man to go ahead and get that for me. My buddy Josh Greathouse, terrible human being, pretty decent artist, was just going to be the guy for me. Why? Is it because of his art skill? Eh. Is it because I knew I could pay him an exposure? There's the one. So a while back, I asked him, can I hit you up and get a new profile picture? He went bet, and then I said, can I pay you an exposure instead of normal dollars? And Josh, being terrible with money, went bet. So if you clicked on this, you probably saw I have that new profile picture. Looks great. Really happy with it. How long will it be sticking around? I don't know. We'll see if we ever make videos normal enough to get the next 1,000. But I said that as a joke, actually, at the beginning, and now it's actually happened. I filmed this video originally a while back, and did kind of just here's the stuff that he does. But actually, right now, Josh, as we speak, is finishing up a Kickstarter for the third volume of his fantasy comic Bang, the Ballad of the Tiger, and I would love for you to go out and check it out. If you're watching this video, there's a chance you may already know about his work. You may have already pre-ordered it. But as much as I give him a hard time, and as much as as much as I like to take the piss out of him, Josh really is, doing some great work. He's a really fun artist, has a very particular style, and is longtime viewers of the channel probably know. I tend to gravitate towards artists with particular styles more than sort of your house style that kind of blends in with anything. Very attracted to it. He's really known for using sort of hard tones and high contrast, very similar to a Mignola. And he's doing some really fun work. So the Kickstarter that's going up right now is the third volume of his Bang, the Ballad of the Tiger. You'll hear in the video a little bit later in the older section, where I kind of go over that a little bit more. It's an Asian-inspired kung fu fantasy comic about a woman who is exiled from her village after she takes part in a resistance. Just fun, high-flying adventure. You get some twists and whatnot, but Josh has really described that as sort of his fun series. That's the sort of ongoing, the kind of thing that you'd see showing up in Shonen Jump. You get new chapters. It's always really refreshing to kind of check that out. It's kind of his palate cleanser. It's his passion project, and he's a guy that makes the comics that he wants to read, which I really appreciate. Other things that you can go ahead and check out, and there'll be links below for where you can check out both the Kickstarter and actually read for free the earlier versions of volumes of Bang that he's done. I think the best project that he's done so far is his Unprofessional. Not only is the art top-notch, it actually takes a step up, I think, from Bang, but it gets in some pretty heavy topics about grief, about trauma, where basically it takes a look at two sort of down-on-their-luck bodyguards who take a bum job that seems to be way too high-paying for the little amount of risk that it takes on. And then, surprise, surprise, it's a setup. They're the only ones there that are actually worth a damn. And it was supposed to be a situation where it seemed that their target was actually going to be assassinated. Didn't end up happening. Hijinks ensue. Really good story, and he's actually shopping it around to some different publishers. I've been a part of his Patreon for a while now, and so I've got to see it. But he is hoping to get that published. I'd love to see that happen. But again, before any of that happens, he is working actively on Bang. Bang is something that I've been supporting monthly with my Patreon dollars for a few years. It's a project I believe in. I've shown off some of the stuff before. When his Volume 1 came out, I did a video on that. You'll actually see me later in the video do an opening where I have some original art and I show off Volume 2, including the sweet sketch that's in the back. But really wanted to get this out. Huge thank you to Josh for both the new profile picture, which I absolutely love. Fun fact, the original artist who did the profile picture before this did not know what I looked like when she drew it for me, and didn't ask for a reference, so it was kind of cobbled together with something, whereas Josh not only did and actually knows what I look like, but I then sent him a link to this YouTube channel where I said, "Here's hours of looking at my face." So thank you, Josh. Really hope that we can get him past that line because, guys, I've got volume 1 and 2. Selfishly, I gotta grab that physical volume of volume 3. Again, you can read it digitally going further, but there's nothing like that feeling in your hand. From here on out, go ahead and check out the video that I did before, kind of talking about some of his stuff a little bit more in detail and showing off Volume 2. There'll be chapters that are going here. And again, if you are interested in either checking out the Kickstarter or going out and checking out any of his projects, those will be down below. Catch you in the next one. In here, I've got some things we're going to open and we're going to talk about with that. So let's check it out. Let's get Josh that exposure he so desperately craves. So full disclosure here, I have been sitting on these things. I think it's been over a year at this point. It's Josh is a buddy of mine. I wanted to continue to shout him out, pay him in that exposure, and wanted to get around to I kept waiting for something to coincide. So like last October, I figured he was going to do Inktober. He didn't do that, and then just I got a little busy or something and didn't make a whole lot of videos. So this, I felt like was the perfect time to get that going. So I actually have two things that he sent me here within this package. So the first one is going to make some sense. This is volume 2 of Bang the Ballad of the Tiger. Always a fun quote on the back. My guy Omar, Josh should never talk. He should just show his artwork. We all agree with that. Again, you get, I think if you look specifically with his color palette, I know he says he's inspired a little bit more by Dragon Ball, but you look at kind of the color blocking he has, the big shades that he has going there, very, very Mignola, especially his use of light and dark. As you can see going through here, I have not read the physical volume, so this will be a first time going through here, have it digitally, but as far as physical, I'm going there. Very cool thing that Josh does is any of his books that you buy from him physically, there is a sketch that goes in the back. So that is, as you can see, a color pencil sketch that he did of the main character Bang. So cool, so cool. I mean, this book right here, you see, $15. You are getting an original art sketch in a book by that. $15. Where else are you going to find that? Are you kidding me? That's way more than a remark, and I've most often paid a lot more than 15. Not a lot more, but paid more than that. The other thing we're going to be doing here is we are going to be checking out some original art because I love a chance to flash out some original art, and this actually is the first original art from Josh I have picked up. So Josh, a few years back, did an Inktober where he covered some different Batman scenes. And when he finished, he made those available for some pretty reasonable rates. I was checking these out every time he was doing it. This would have been 2023, where there was a word that you were given, and you had to choose a character and do a scene from that. A lot of people got involved, including Chris Somney. And let me tell you, these were by far the most affordable Inktober Batman sketches that were there. There were definitely a few that I had my eye on, especially this first one as it was going on, and I can't wait to actually add some Josh Greathouse original art to my collection. First off, we have this Jim Gordon. Gordon's one of my absolute favorite characters. This was in response to the word call, and of course he is calling there. Again, I was talking before about his use of lights and darks. It is just a sketch, so of course he's only doing inks, but look at the way that he's doing that there. Just getting so much with just the inks going on there. Gordon in front of the bat signal, you get the city there. This was my favorite that he posted. I knew as soon as these were going up, I was making a play for this one, and I did. The other one that we were going for that I knew I wanted was this piece right here. This was in response to the word silhouette, and you get kind of my favorite sort of thing, where it's sort of like a clever wink and a nod at a character. So you can see off in the corner there, you can see Batman's wing as he is coming down on it. Light source, presumably, is sort of over here and is casting a shadow of the bat directly onto this rooftop where you have some henchmen that are going there. Really, really cool stuff. I love these pieces. Love supporting artists, and you should too. And I got a new profile picture, which is pretty sweet, because, you know, shout out to my previous artist, but she drew most of that without knowing what I really look like, and I kind of told myself that if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was going to pay to get a new one. And as I was thinking about it, I thought, who better than my buddy Josh Greathouse, the guy I trust my $3 a month on Patreon to be the face that you see here with all of this. But anyway, that's going to take care of it for me. I've been Bunkmaster B. This guy has been Josh Greathouse. You all have been amazing. And if you've been checking him out, let me down below. Like I said, I've got all of his links and everything down there. He's a terrible human being. He's a pretty good artist. And, say hey if you want. See ya.